Hi there, Martin here. Thank you for joining me for Turner's Journey episode 37. I hope you're all well and have had super creative weeks and weekends in your workshops up and down the country and all around the world. Big thanks as always for all of the comments on this week's video, which was the extraction overview. I hope you all enjoyed that. The comments I've received certainly give that impression that it was an interesting video for you all, which is awesome. If you are a new subscriber, thank you very much indeed for subscribing to the channel. I hope you find it as interesting and informative as I hope it will be. And also, if you have recently joined the website mailing list and even subscribed to the website, thank you very much. It's great to see you, and I hope you find all of the articles and stuff that I post of interest. If you've got any ideas for a members only content, then please do let me know, and I will be happy to do my best to put that together for you. Right, in this episode, well, a few people have asked me about the cherry bowl recently, and the cherry bowl has been sat quite happily at the back of the workshop since the 29th of January, which was the last time I weighed it. And today, 22nd of April, it's lost 60 grams, which is cool. So it did weigh 1,495 and it now weighs 1,435. So there is the cherry bowl. It will get returned or refinished at some point, but it's not particularly high on my list of priorities. And speaking of bowls and wet turned bowls, as the cherry bowl was wet turned, I don't think I've made myself entirely clear about the wonky bowl idea I had a few weeks ago. Well, the idea was to wet turn the bowls down to their final wall thickness, leave them aside to dry and warp, and then finish them on the lathe without any second turning, as it were. So these three that I did, they're hazel, I turned a couple of weeks ago. And they've surprisingly not warped very much at all. They're all down to their final wall thickness, and they've just been sanded down to 80 grit. But when they're back on the lathe, like this one here, let me switch it on, they'll be finished at that speed. So the slowest speed that the lathe will go on that belt setting, that's as fast as they will be finished at. So there's no returning or anything, it's literally just the finishing process. But the hazel bowls are really stable, they've warped very little. So, hey ho, those. Also this week, yesterday in fact it was, Thursday, I published an essay on the inspiration and the influences of YouTube, which I put out to my mailing list, and also I posted it on Facebook too. And there's been a really interesting response to that. So if you haven't read it, or I've done an audio version as well, so you can listen to it too. Go and have a listen and let me know what you think. It's I think a lot. There's just always something going on in my head, and this the inspiration and the influences of woodturning in YouTube and craft on YouTube in general is the first in probably 3, maybe 4 essays on YouTube, and stuff like that. So if you haven't read it or listened to it, I'll put an audio link. I'll put a link to the web page up here, and you can head over there and listen to it and leave a comment at the bottom of the post if you want to. Yeah, there's been a really interesting response to that. Now next week's essay is going to be about the thumbs down and what the thumbs down could possibly mean. Each essay at the moment is about 2,500 words, so about a quarter of an hour's reading. A few months ago, and also I think it was last week, I mentioned something special happening in Portsmouth in August, and I'm very pleased to welcome Caroline Barry-Smith to the workshop today, who is the project officer at Boathouse number 4 at Portsmouth Historic Dockyard, who is helping to arrange a 3-day festival in August where I'm going to be demonstrating for 3 days. Caroline, what exactly is it that you do down at Boathouse number 4?
So Boathouse number 4 is free for the public to enter. They can come in and see traditional boat building skills at work, live. There are very few places in the country where you can walk into a marina and see traditional boat building skills. However, in our little setup is actually quite different. You can come in, you can walk along the mezzanine floor and look down to the ground floor and see approximately 20 to 30 historically significant craft being worked on by our students from IBTC, which is the International Boat Building Training College.
Fantastic, that's great. Now, Caroline and Boathouse number 4 have a very special historical connection. Caroline, can you tell us a bit about that?
So Boathouse number 4, first of all, it was built for the rearmament of the Second World War and ready for the Normandy invasion. So lots of boats were traditionally built in Boathouse number 4. Then it went after... for the past 20 years, it kind of just turned into a big garage where everyone's stuff.
Yeah.
And then about 5 years ago, Portsmouth Naval Base Property Trust decided to turn this into something. And the best thing you can turn a boathouse to is back into a boathouse, which is what we have now.
Fantastic. And what about some of the ships that you're working on at the moment?
Our ships, well, our boats range from 100-year-old Admiralty whalers and captain's launchers. We could fit up to like 34 men rowing one of these boats. One of them's called Cyclops, and it was attached to our super dreadnought at HMS Royal Sovereign. And then we also have Second World War boats from the Normandy invasions. We have motor gunboat 81 and RAF high speed launch 102 and RAF seaplane tender 1502. All were involved in Normandy invasions and D-Day. So they're quite special too, and we go even modern. So one of our craft is F8. F8 was a Falklands era landing craft, which is currently under renovation as well. That's
cool. This is a really, really exciting project, and I'm chuffed to bits to be able to be involved with it. You're looking for some particular people, sort of Falklands vets, veterans from the Falklands campaign. Can you ask, does anybody know of anybody in...
Certainly. So for our F8 landing craft, we're looking to get it out onto the water in the next 4 years, and it will be probably the first and only historic craft that will actually be able to take wheelchair visitors, because we've got a ramp, obviously.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
it's a landing craft.
Yeah.
And so this will be a fantastic project. It will enable disabled visitors to come out onto a historic craft. And I would like the help of veterans, especially Falklands era veterans, to have a go at restoring our craft. It'll also help people gain new skills in boat building or a new appreciation for how a landing craft, which initially just looks like a plywood box, but it's quite a complicated plywood box.
Yeah.
And so having people help would be great, in particular anyone from 40 Commando or paratroopers that were out there, any survivors from HMS Antelope. And also it would be a great opportunity if anyone has any memories of the Falklands era and the Falklands conflict. If they have any photographs or so on, we'd love to hear from you.
Brilliant. So if you do know anybody who is a Falklands vet, then I'll leave a link in the description where you can get in touch with Caroline and her team, and you can share your memories, and if you're able to offer any support or put them in touch with anybody, then please do. But what about the festival? Can you say a little bit about what's going on for those 3 days, busy 3 days in August?
The festival's big. It's the first time we've ever run a summer festival at Boathouse 4, and we've actually asked all the other attractions to join in as well. Now normally you go into Portsmouth Historic Dockyard, you have to pay for a ticket to get onto Warrior or get onto HMS Victory, go in to see the Mary Rose. However, to get into the dockyard itself is free. And we've asked all the other attractions to put on something outside for free, plus Boathouse 4 is free to get in anyway. So HMS Warrior, they will have glass blowers, they'll have iron forging going on, they'll have storytelling going on, they'll have knotwork going on just on their pontoon for free to come and enjoy and see. There will be a food market up the main high street. We'll have Axminster tools there demonstrating all the tools that we have. We'll have Lee Nielsen there, who will be demonstrating tool sharpening. We'll have Robbins Timber, who'll be there talking about wood. We'll also have your good self there, hopefully, demonstrating just outside of Boathouse 4 so everyone can see it. We'll also have we have a small mast pond, and in that mast pond there are guys who've got these little remote control galleons and pyrotechnics, and so yeah, they'll be putting on a show for us as well. It'll be a big summer festival, and it'll be free to come into the dockyard and enjoy all of that.
That sounds fantastic. It's going to be a fabulous weekend, so if you are in the area, or even if you're not in the area, come down to Boathouse 4 and the Portsmouth Historic Dockyard on August 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th.
5th, 6th and 7th.
5th, 6th and 7th. That's Friday, Saturday and Sunday. It's at the beginning of the summer holidays. It's completely free to get in, unless you want to get on to Warrior, Victory, or go and see the Mary Rose. So come along. There is so much going on. Again, I'll put a link in the description. Well, that's it for this week, folks. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've got any comments, then please do leave them below. Don't forget to have a look at the links. I'll see you on Tuesday for the project video, Wednesday for the beginners series, and Thursday for the special pen review, and of course next Friday for Turner's Journey episode 38. And this afternoon, don't forget, we've got Turner's Rest, my free newspaper, going out to everybody on that mailing list. I'll leave all the necessary links in the description, and anything that I can I'll link to up here in the corner. So that's it for this week, folks. Thanks very much indeed for watching, and so from Caroline and myself, bye for now.
Thank you.